My child, I need your full attention right now because what I am about to say has been waiting for this exact moment. Do not let this pass like just another message scrolling through your day. I have chosen this very second to interrupt everything around you and speak directly into the place where your heart has been holding questions, unspoken pain, and quiet hope all at the same time. Before another thought enters your mind, before fear begins to speak again, before memories try to pull you back into what has made you tired, I want you to become still within because what I am saying right now is connected to prayers you once believed were too small to matter. I know where you are emotionally, even if no one around you fully understands it. I know the thoughts you kept to yourself today. I know the weight you carried while still appearing strong to everyone else. I know the silent battle between hope and exhaustion that has been happening inside you. That is why I am speaking now with urgency, because there are moments when heaven does not wait for perfect conditions before sending a message. There are moments when I speak because your spirit needs immediate reassurance that you have not been forgotten. Do not ignore this, because this is the answer connected to words you spoke when no one else was listening. There were prayers you did not say in public, prayers you did not carefully form, prayers spoken when your voice was shaking, when tears interrupted your sentences, when even words felt too weak to express what your heart was carrying. I remember those moments more clearly than you realize. I remember the exact sound of your voice when you asked if I still saw you. I remember the nights when you whispered only a few words because your strength was almost gone. I remember when you asked questions with no confidence left, when you prayed not with certainty, but simply with need. Some of those prayers were spoken in darkness, some while you lay awake, and some while you sat quietly because your heart was too full to explain itself. My child, none of them disappeared. Not one sentence faded into emptiness. Not one whispered cry was lost between earth and heaven. I heard every whisper, every tear-filled prayer, every sentence you could barely finish. Even the prayers you thought were incomplete reached me fully because I understand what your tears are saying when words fail. I know the difference between spoken prayer and silent pain, and I hear both with complete clarity. I heard when you paused because emotion took your breath. I heard when you tried to stay strong, but your voice became weak. I heard when you repeated the same question because you had no new words left. I heard prayers spoken through trembling, through disappointment, through waiting, through fear, and through a tired faith that still refused to disappear. My child, I hear your prayer even before you finish speaking it because your heart is never hidden from me. Even when you thought heaven was silent, I was already moving behind what you could not see. Silence often made you believe nothing was happening, but silence in heaven is not the same as absence. There are many things I begin quietly because what becomes visible often starts beneath what your eyes can measure. While you were counting days and wondering why answers had not yet appeared, I was already moving in places you could not reach. I was touching details you did not know needed attention. I was holding back things you did not know were near. I was adjusting timing where things were not yet ready. I was opening paths that still looked closed because their opening had not yet come into your view. What you called silence was filled with deep movement hidden beneath it. You believed your cries were disappearing, but they were entering my presence one by one. Every cry arrived carrying its full meaning. Every hidden tear reached me with a story attached to it. Heaven does not receive pain as empty sound. Heaven receives every cry with full understanding of what caused it. I know which tears came from betrayal, which came from fear, which came from exhaustion, which came from loneliness, and which came from disappointment you could not explain to anyone else. Nothing was unclear before me. Every cry was understood, and every cry mattered. There were moments when you wondered if repeating your prayers so many times would make me stop listening. But my child, repeated pain does not make me impatient. Repeated prayer does not make me turn away. I heard you every time because every cry still mattered. I do not listen less because you ask again. I do not care less because your tears return. I remain attentive because a heart that comes honestly before me is never treated as noise. If this is touching your heart right now, let me know by leaving a comment below. Sometimes expressing what you feel can be the beginning of your breakthrough. I want you to stay attentive because answers often appear first in small ways before they become clear. If your heart stays stuck in past disappointment, you may miss the early signs that what you asked for is already coming closer than before. I am moving heaven for you right now. Hear that seriously, because I am not speaking empty comfort. There are moments when heaven responds in ways deeper than human understanding can immediately measure. What you cannot fully see yet has already started shifting. What you think is still untouched has already felt my hand in places your eyes have not seen. I have moved where resistance stayed too long. I have moved where delay held too tightly. I have moved where hidden answers were waiting for the right time to begin reaching you. You may not yet have visible proof in your hands, but that does not mean movement has not already begun. This message is for the one who kept praying when strength was almost gone. It is for the one who did not pray with bold confidence, but with trembling honesty. It is for the one who kept whispering even when faith felt small. It is for the one who cried quietly because words were too difficult to form. It is for the one who kept turning back to me even when silence made the heart question everything. I know what it takes to keep praying when disappointment has already come many times. I know how hard it becomes to stay open when answers seem delayed. That is why I am speaking so closely to you now, because your decision to keep turning toward me, even in weakness, has not gone unnoticed. This is not luck, and it is not chance. Do not reduce what I am doing to coincidence. Do not call random what has been shaped through prayer, tears, timing, and divine attention. What is shifting around you carries a purpose far deeper than accident. Even what seems ordinary may soon reveal meaning you did not expect. The answer forming is not because circumstances suddenly changed on their own. It is because your prayers have stood before heaven, and what reached me did not remain unanswered. This is me responding personally and intentionally. I am not distant from your cry. I am not watching your pain from far away without stepping into it. I respond because your life matters to me deeply. My child, there were many moments when words failed you, when your heart carried more than your mouth could express, when the pain inside you became too deep for sentences, and all that remained was silence mixed with tears. I want you to understand that even in those moments when your words felt broken and your thoughts could not come together clearly, nothing was lost before me. Your tears were speaking even when your words stopped. I understood what your soul was saying even before you fully understood it yourself. I knew what every tear carried because tears do not fall without meaning, and not one tear from your eyes has ever touched the ground without first passing through my attention. There were nights when you tried to pray, and only a few words came out. You wanted to explain your pain, but your heart felt too full, too tired, too wounded, and too confused. You started speaking, but silence took over because emotion became stronger than speech. In those moments, you may have wondered if your prayer even counted because you could not finish what you wanted to say. But my child, your prayer was complete because your tears became your prayer language. I heard what your tears were saying when your mouth could not continue. I heard what was hidden in every breath you struggled to steady. Heaven does not require perfect words when pain is deep. Heaven understands tears with complete clarity. Some tears came quietly, so no one around you would notice. Some came after you smiled through the day and finally found a private moment where you no longer needed to pretend to be strong. Some came late at night when memories returned without warning, when certain names, losses, or disappointments rose again and your heart became heavy once more. Those tears spoke clearly to me. I knew exactly why they came. I knew which memory caused them. I knew what words spoken earlier touched an old wound again. I knew what hidden fear returned while you sat alone. I saw it all because hidden pain is never hidden from me. There were tears after betrayal when trust was broken and you could not explain why it hurt so deeply. Betrayal leaves questions where answers should be and confusion where peace once existed. I saw those tears. I saw you replay conversations trying to understand what changed. I saw you wonder if you missed something or if your kindness had been misplaced. Even when you said nothing, your tears carried every question, and I heard them clearly. There were tears after rejection when you felt unseen, when your efforts went unnoticed, and when love did not return the way you hoped. Rejection often brings a kind of pain that is hard to explain because it touches your sense of worth, your need to belong, and your deepest longing to be accepted. I saw the tears that came when silence from others felt louder than anything spoken. I saw the moments when you wondered why your sincerity seemed unanswered. I saw when your heart became quiet because disappointment had no easy words. There were also tears from exhaustion, when nothing major happened in that moment, yet the weight of many days became too heavy and your emotions finally overflowed. You did not always cry because of one single event. Sometimes you cried because your heart had been carrying many small burdens for too long, delayed answers, hidden fears, unanswered questions, tired hope, and ongoing waiting. Even those tears spoke clearly. I knew they were not random feelings. I knew they came because your soul had reached a point where it needed release. My child, I saw your hidden pain even when you tried to hide it from yourself. There were moments when you told yourself you were fine while carrying more than you admitted. There were tears you quickly wiped away because you did not want to face what was rising inside you. There were moments when emotion came suddenly, and you tried to control it because you were afraid of what deeper honesty might reveal. But nothing inside you has ever been hidden from me. I saw pain you could not yet name. I saw grief you had not fully accepted. I saw disappointment you were still trying to explain away. You may think tears are a sign of weakness, but often tears are where truth finally speaks. Tears are where the soul stops pretending. Tears are where hidden burdens rise to be acknowledged. That is why tears matter deeply to me. They are not interruptions to prayer. Many times they are prayer in its purest form. When tears came, your heart was speaking honestly without trying to appear strong. In that honesty, I stayed close. There were tears no one ever knew about. Tears in empty rooms. Tears during ordinary moments. Tears after hearing words that touched something deeper than others realized. My child, not one of those hidden moments escaped my notice. I saw your pain not because I wanted you to remain in it, but because what I see, I also care for deeply. Some of your tears came because words spoken by others stayed with you longer than they should have. A careless sentence opened something sensitive in your heart. A silence from someone you trusted became heavier than expected. A disappointment you tried to move past returned again in a quiet moment. I knew why those tears came back even when you did not want them to. I understood why certain wounds continued to speak even after time had passed. Even when the same pain brought tears again and again, I did not grow tired of your sorrow. I did not expect you to be over it already. I did not measure your healing with impatience. I stayed near because healing does not always move in a straight line. Sometimes tears return because another layer is being uncovered, another part is being healed, another memory is slowly letting go. If you feel this message deeply, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, because your simple action may reach someone at their lowest point. My child, tears became your prayer language because they carried what words could not express. They carried your longing, your fear, your disappointment, your hope, your confusion, your love, your grief, and your quiet trust all at once. Sometimes one tear held more truth than many sentences ever could, and I received them with care every time. That is why I want you to feel close to me now. Never believe that silence during your tears meant you were alone. Never believe that because words stopped, prayer ended. Never believe that hidden pain went unnoticed just because others could not see it. I saw every breath, every tear, every quiet moment, every effort you made to stay calm while your heart was breaking. Even now, there are tears you have not fully allowed yourself to cry because your heart is still holding certain things carefully, and I know those as well. I know what still remains beneath the surface, what is waiting to be healed, and what rises unexpectedly when certain thoughts return. Nothing inside you is hidden from me. I want you to understand something important about the waiting you have experienced. The silence you felt was never empty. It was full of preparation that you could not see. While you believed nothing was happening, I was arranging details beyond your understanding. I was working in hearts you could not reach. I was shifting situations you could not change. I was removing obstacles before you even knew they were there. I was preparing you in ways that only time could accomplish. During the nights when you questioned whether your prayers were reaching heaven, I was already answering them in ways you had not imagined. During the moments when you felt forgotten, I was remembering you with great attention, handling every detail of your situation personally. During the seasons when you felt like you were losing, you were actually gaining exactly what you needed for what is ahead. The waiting was not wasted. It was working. Every day you continued to trust without seeing results. Your faith was being strengthened. Every moment you chose hope over discouragement, your strength was growing. Every time you prayed again despite disappointment, your spirit was being prepared for what is coming. The delay was not rejection. The silence was not denial. The waiting was necessary because some answers require preparation. There were things inside you that needed to change before the answer could come. There were things around you that needed to shift before the door could open. There were things ahead of you that needed to be arranged before the path could be revealed. I was not making you wait because I did not care. I allowed the waiting because I cared deeply and refused to give you something before you were ready to receive it fully. I was protecting you from answers that would have come too early. I was guarding you from doors that would have led to the wrong place. I was shielding you from blessings that would have arrived before you were ready to handle them. You are closer now than you have ever been. What once felt far away is now coming closer with each moment. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is no longer distant. It is forming and moving toward the moment when you will finally see it. Do not lose hope now when you are standing so close to change. Can you feel it? That quiet shift inside you that tells you something is different. That calm sense that a new season is beginning even if your situation has not fully changed yet. Pay attention to that feeling because it is not imagination. It is your spirit recognizing what has already begun. You are sensing movement before seeing proof because your spirit is aware of what your eyes cannot yet see. There have already been small signs that you may have dismissed. A conversation that came at the right time. A thought that brought unexpected peace. A closed door that strangely brought relief. A person who appeared exactly when you needed them. Provision that came from an unexpected place. These were not coincidences. These were signs. These were reminders of what I am doing. I am asking you to trust me again. Trust me even when you do not yet see results. Trust me when waiting feels long. Trust me when doubt tries to speak. Trust me because I have never stopped working for you. Every prayer you have spoken is still active before me. Every tear you have cried still matters. Every moment of faith has been building toward this. Some of you reading this right now are standing at the edge of your breakthrough without even realizing it. You think you are still in the middle of the struggle, but you are actually near the end. You believe the hardest part is still ahead, but in truth, the hardest part is already behind you. You feel like you still have a long way to go, but the finish line is closer than you think. If you feel that in your spirit right now, leave a comment and share it. Sometimes speaking it out helps make it real. What is about to happen will explain the waiting. You will look back and understand why certain doors had to close, why delays were necessary, and why your path had to change direction. You will see that my timing was not slow but perfect. You will realize that what I was doing in hidden moments was far more important than what you were asking to see. So stand strong now. Keep your heart open. Stay aware of what I am doing. Do not let tiredness take away your hope. Do not let past disappointment block your vision for what is ahead. Do not let doubt convince you that this time will be the same as before. This time is different because the season has changed. This time is different because preparation is complete. This time is different because what you have been asking for has already been released and is moving toward you now. You may not see it yet, but it is coming. You may not feel it yet, but it is near. You may not understand how, but it is already happening. Trust what I am telling you. Believe what I am speaking over your life. Receive what I am declaring into your future. The waiting is ending. The silence is breaking. The change is coming. When it arrives, you will know without any doubt that it was my hand, my timing, my faithfulness, and my love answering every prayer you thought was unheard. I have been with you through every moment of waiting, and I will be with you in every moment of fulfillment. You are not alone, and you never have been. The best is still ahead. Hold on to that truth. Let it strengthen your heart. Let it steady your faith. Let it carry you through these final moments before your breakthrough becomes visible. I am speaking life into your situation right now. I am speaking change into what has felt stuck. I am speaking breakthrough into what has felt blocked, and my words always accomplish what they are sent to do. So receive this message today. Let it settle deeply inside you. Let it push back against every lie that tried to weaken your belief. Let it remind you that I am faithful, present, and always working. I am about to show you what my faithfulness looks like when heaven moves for you. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your breakthrough, and nothing can stop what I have already started. Type amen if you receive this message, and if it touched your heart, share it with someone who needs this encouragement today.